Hello and welcome to CPAC 2020. I'm your host, Amelia Kane, and I'm sitting down with Tony Shaffer. Tony, thank you so much for being here today.
It's great to be here, and I always love being on with the Judicial Watch. You guys do great work. My friend and colleague, Tom Fenton, does amazing things, and of course, I love the fact he shows his guns all the time. I'm a big gun guy, but his guns are different than my guns, but that's another story for another day. So thanks for having me, though.
Of course. So tell me about your work at the London Center.
So I'm the president, and we are a national security focused think tank. Our primary purpose is to examine the spectrum of issues, everything from the Second Amendment to space-based weapons, and how policies will promote the proper development and use of technology. And this includes everything from, like I said, weapon systems to clandestine technology regarding FISA.
Yes.
So we have a lot of overlap between our two organizations. While you guys are much more focused on law enforcement, I'm focused on the national security of what happens if something goes wrong. So.
Yes. Now, for our viewers back home who don't know what FISA is, can you go ahead and explain that briefly?
So FISA, just to get right to layman's terms, is essentially the set of rules and regulations that have been implemented as that support the law, the Patriot Act, which permitted an enhanced ability of law enforcement and the intelligence community to do clandestine collection using very complex technology, everything from wiretaps to human sources wearing mics. This FISA warrant system, it's a judicial system, a flawed oversight system, which is supposed to provide citizens like yourself a level of assurance that your government's not going to spy on you without a clear and precise, justifiable reason.
Now, I'm sure that doesn't happen all the time, right?
It does not. And the IG, Horowitz, Mr. Horowitz, determined in his FISA investigation of Jim Comey and the FBI that there were 17 major violations. That is to say that these things were complete departures from the process, procedure, and oversight that is required by the FBI to engage in this very sophisticated, very intrusive detection. Carter Page, my friend Carter Page, is now a suit against the FBI because he was victimized by this. Now, I think it's been abundantly clear from Carter's own comments and his actions that he is a patriotic American. What was never told, and your audience needs to understand, in those FISA warrants, it was left out that he actually worked as an asset of CIA in overseas collection. He supported the CIA. So you think that that's a material fact that you would put in a warrant saying, oh, by the way, Judge, this guy's actually worked for us in the past. And that would determine greatly what the judge would do or not do regarding approving that warrant. They left it out because they knew the moment that his name was associated with prior cooperative work with the U.S. government, the judge would say, what's going on here? And they avoided that. They broke the rules, they broke the law, and as far as I'm concerned, they should go to jail over that level of violation.
Wow. So can you tell me what we should do to stop the deep state? Because you're obviously fighting against it.
We are. We share this interest. So you just had Congressman Louis Gohmert on. Louis and I are friends. There's a legislative fix of this that we have to get to. Congress itself has to review the set of laws which have enabled and enhanced the ability of law enforcement and the intelligence community to do this very deep collection. I'm not against collection of intelligence, not at all. As a former operative, I appreciate having good tools available to me, but have been against the bad guys, against foreign threats, not our citizens.
To protect our citizens.
Precisely, to protect our citizens. So we have to make sure that the laws build that requirement that we cannot arbitrarily use enhanced collection against our own citizens. It cannot happen. And you start with laws. And then the second piece of this, after you write the laws and get them in place, you have to have concerted professional bureaucrats who are there to essentially establish regulations to oversee the implementation of the law, to give action, to make it actionable. And that's where we're failing. We're failing to understand that many of the folks currently in the federal professional bureaucracy are committed to a political party that's not the president's. And therefore, the moment you have that conflict, this professional bureaucracy tends to side with another political party. You can't have that. And you can follow this very easy by actually tracing back the senior leadership in the bureaucracy of who they donate to politically. I'm not against donations. I'm against using a position of government authority for purposes of political outcome. And a lot of these folks do that because they gain both personal benefit and political benefit, and it's improper, illegal, and there needs to be some folks removed and examples set. But the way you prevent this from happening again, you take those people out, you replace them with conscientious bureaucrats, professional bureaucrats who want to do the right thing, who are not tied to a political party.
Well, that was an excellent analysis,
well,
Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Always good to be on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.